Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about my experience working at Coach. So if you're interested, keep watching. I will divide this video in 4 parts. Number 1, how I found the job. Number 2, the job application, and that will include the interview process and how I got hired. Number 3, my experience and how is it like to work there. And finally, number 4, what I like and what I didn't like working at Coach. Disclaimer, this is just my personal opinion. I guess everyone's experience is different, but I'm just sharing mine, okay? So let's get started. First of all, how I found the job. I remember that last year I was studying my second year of university and I was taking only 4 courses. Usually people take 5 courses, that's like the maximum course load, but I was taking 4, so I had extra time, I don't know, to do a part-time. So I was searching for a lot of job opportunities in different websites, and I remember that I applied to a lot of jobs during that time, but none of the companies that I applied replied me back. And then I went to Vansky, which is like a Chinese website, and they have a lot of job opportunities there, rent, like a lot of things. The thing is that I found the job in that website, and then I sent my resume to them, and I waited for around 1 week, and I didn't got any reply. And then I had to call the store saying, oh, hi, my name is Gina. I found your post in Vansky and I'm really interested in this position. I just want to know how can I get hired? I was really, how do you say that? I was desperate. Luckily, I got hired, and then let's move to the second part, which is like the job application. So the lady called me back, and then she told me that I have to go through 3 interviews, and the first one is with her on the phone. She basically asked me what times I am free and what days can I work with them, and whether I am an international student or a domestic student, I guess, because I'm living in Canada. So if you're an international student, you cannot work more than 20 hours. So she needed to know that. And then the second interview is a group interview, and then she scheduled a time for me to meet with the HR manager. During the group interview, I was really nervous. Because it was my first time applying to big companies like Coach. I have worked with restaurants and other things, but that was my first time working with a big company, and I got really nervous. The point is that the group interview was pretty easy too, because my manager is really nice. He's a nice guy, and I just need to say that you need to go prepared because they will ask you questions like why Coach, why would you like to work with us, present yourself, what can you bring to the company, questions like that you should be prepared and then give a good answer to them. And after the group interview, at the end, the HR manager told us that we all got hired and we can go to the next interview. Okay, let me tell you, the group interview consists of 3 to 5 people, I guess. I don't remember. To be honest, I'm not sure. And I remember that day we were 3 girls, and we all got into the third interview. And the third interview is with your district manager. So I applied for sales, so I had the interview with my sales manager, and the other girls, one of them were cashiers, so she had her interview with her manager, and the other girl was stock manager. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? I don't know how to explain that. I'm sorry, I haven't spoken English for a while because during quarantine I only speak Chinese or Spanish. And then okay, so I would say that the hardest part of the entire job application was the third interview. Like it gets really serious in the third interview, because your district manager is gonna look for your skills. What can you provide to the company? Like for example, I applied for sales, so he asked questions like, oh, how will you sell this thing to me, or how will you sell more than one thing, more specific questions that will require you to have a certain qualification skill for that position. So I was really nervous. At one point, I didn't know how to speak English, because when I'm nervous, I tend to, forget what I want to say. But luckily, I guess my answers were okay. So after the third interview, the district manager told me to wait for their response. They will call me or they will email me to say whether I got hired or not. I was really nervous because after like 2 weeks, I did not get any reply from them, either a call or email. So I called to the store again. I know, oh my god, wow, I was so desperate. So I called them and I asked, oh, how is my job application going? Did I get hired or not? And then the manager told me that, oh, give me 1 second, let me check, what's your name? And then I said my name, and then they emailed me after 10 minutes probably, and then I called to the store again, and then my manager told me that I got hired, and she asked when would I be able to go to the store for training. So yeah, I got hired like that, calling the store a million times. I'm not saying that you should do that, but that worked, because you need to show that you are willing to work and that you really appreciate the job, right? So yeah, I got hired, and let's move to part 3, my experience. So the training was really helpful and I learned many things there. I learned the name of the bags, I learned more about their company, their history. So I think they provide a really good training. My experience there was really good as well, because all the employees, the managers, it's just like a family. They care about each other. Sometimes the managers bring food to the personnel, like sometimes they bring ramen, cookies, fruits. So I was working as a seasonal part-time sales associate. So I worked from September. Was it September? No, I worked from November to January. So because during that time is Boxing Day, Black Friday, so they have a lot of people. That's why they need seasonal sales. And yeah, it was really fun. I think my experience was great. And so I was working in an outlet, so we had a lot of discounts. So we always had like a calculator with us, and the customer will ask us to calculate the final price for them, including tax and everything. So sometimes if you mess up the price, the customer will come back to you and say, oh, why did you tell me that this is the price, it was more expensive, blah blah blah. Yeah, sometimes those things happen. I remember that once I got really sad because there was like an old lady. She asked for the price of a bag, and then I calculated the final price to her, including the discount and including tax. But when she went to the cashier to pay for the bag, it was actually more expensive than the price I said to her. So she was really disappointed, and she did not end up getting the bag. And I felt really sad because she was really happy that she could get that bag, because it was, not cheap, but it wasn't a price that she could afford. But at the end, she couldn't afford the price of that bag, so she left the store really disappointed and sad, and that made me really sad too. Okay, so let's move to number 4, what I like and what I didn't like working at Coach. So what I liked is that we had daily goals. A lot of people don't like to have personal goals and daily goals because that makes makes them feel pressured. But for me, I think I took it really positively, because I felt like I had to reach certain goal, so that motivated me to work harder and be more enthusiastic to the customers and say my name a lot. um, so yeah, that's one. And the other thing is that I really like the working environment there, because everyone is so nice, the managers, my colleagues, the customers in general, they're very nice. Number three, I really like the employee discount we have. Okay, I won't say the number, but we got really good employee discounts, and I managed to buy like a small gift to my family and to my friends. So that was really nice. The only thing that I didn't like was that I had to wear all black from head to toe, all black. At one point, I felt like I was going to someone's funeral because I was wearing all black from head to toe, all black. And I'm wearing this just to show you guys how I had to go to work. Can you see though, like all black? Honestly, I didn't hate it, I just didn't like it, but that's just my personal opinion, and I understand that we wear all black because we need to look professional, we need to show a good impression to the customers because we represent the brand. But yeah, I think that's the end of today's video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I can help you out, and I think that's it for today.